He chose her with a single touch. But when the curtain lifted, his heart trembled. She wasn't what he expected, but in her eyes, he saw a love deeper than any illusion. When fate tested them with fire and betrayal, would he fight for the heart that truly saw him? Or let the love of his life slip away forever? The grand hall shimmered with golden chandeliers, casting a warm glow over the velvet curtains. Behind them stood a row of young women, each waiting to be chosen. It was a long-standing tradition, one where the bachelor would make his selection by fitting a sandal onto the feet of his destined partner. He entered, his gaze moving from one pair of delicate feet to another. The anticipation was palpable. With careful thought, he finally knelt before a set of slender feet, slid the sandal on, and smiled. "Perfect. I choose you," he declared. But as the curtain lifted, his smile faltered. The girl before him sat in a wheelchair, her legs unmoving, her expression frozen in shock. A murmur rippled through the room. "Do you really pick me?" she whispered, uncertainty in her voice. "Yes," he confirmed, though hesitation flickered in his eyes. "But there is one more selection around the head." The room buzzed with intrigue. "Dancing," he announced. "How wonderful." "We're all delighted. Perfect." He turned to the paralyzed girl. "Then, accompany me to the ballroom." Gasps echoed. The owner of the event frowned. "Where are you going?" he asked her. "I'm going to dance with the bachelor," she replied, determination in her eyes. The owner leaned in, lowering his voice. "He made up the dance round to get rid of you. He wants to carry a girl in his arms because he's in love, not because her legs don't work." Her heart clenched, but she refused to let go of hope. "Maybe these dolls have an advantage over me," she murmured, "but I won't give up. I fought for love before, I can do it again." The music started, and the bachelor moved from partner to partner. The girls twirled effortlessly, their dresses swirling. He was used to elegant women, graceful and poised, always ready to kneel before him. She couldn't kneel, but she could reach his heart. She looked up at the silk cloth hanging from the ceiling. Grabbing it, she hoisted herself up, her arms steady, her body weightless. She swung through the air, creating a dance of her own, defying gravity itself. And stopped in his tracks. His eyes widened. "Wow. How did you?" "To dance well, you have to take risks," she said, looking down at him. "If this impresses you, it's your last chance." His gaze softened. For the first time, there was no pity, no hesitation, just admiration. At that moment, she wondered, are we moving too fast? He smiled. "No, you're just too close to me." Before another word could be spoken, a competitor stepped forward. She was radiant, confident, a woman who had never faced rejection. "The bachelor should consider every girl," she said. "I think he already made his choice," the paralyzed girl responded. "He hasn't received a gift from me yet," the woman countered. "The gift is waiting in another room." The bachelor hesitated. "If these are the rules, I'll be back soon," he said before leaving. The girl smirked, turning to the others. "Now you can go home. The bachelor is mine." The women sighed in disappointment and left, one by one. Only the paralyzed girl remained, still on her swing. "Are you still here? Shall I bring you a wheelchair?" the woman sneered. The paralyzed girl met her gaze. "He will never choose a Sicilian dog like you." Anger flashed in the woman's eyes. She pulled out a lighter and flicked it on. "Then you won't be here anymore." She touched the flame to the curtains. Fire roared to life, engulfing the room in seconds. "Good luck," she whispered before leaving. The heat pressed in, smoke curling around her. Panic seized her chest. "Help! Help!" she screamed, but the music drowned her out. She fell from the swing, gasping for air. "My whole life has been a struggle. But here I've lost. and the only one who could save me is now having fun with someone else. Meanwhile, in another room, the woman draped herself over the bachelor's lap. Now do you see who's truly worthy of being your partner? He gently pushed her away. What you need isn't my pants, he said, his tone cold. It's a wedding ring for the woman of my dreams. Her confidence wavered. Then why give it to me? Because what's behind the facade matters to me. And you? You're empty inside. Her face twisted in rage. You won't get your woman of your dreams because your little mermaid is already dead. His blood ran cold. What? He bolted from the room, sprinting down the halls. His heart pounded. Mia, he shouted. He burst through the burning doors, his eyes scanning frantically. Then he saw her, motionless on the ground, surrounded by flames. Dropping to his knees, he cradled her head. Mia, please. Wake up. She didn't move. Tears blurred his vision. The woman appeared in the doorway, arms crossed. Why does that cripple get everything? She spat. He ignored her. He lifted Mia into his arms and ran through the fire, carrying her to safety. At the hospital, he sat beside her bed, waiting, hoping. When her eyes fluttered open, relief flooded him. She smiled weakly. Everything okay? He chuckled, brushing hair from her face. The doctor says you'll be fine. Her gaze flickered to his hands. Will you give me a shoe? Do you still choose me? He reached into his pocket, pulling out a wedding ring. He broke the heels of the discarded shoes and tossed them aside. You don't need them, he said, his voice full of love. Because you deserve to be carried in my arms for the rest of your life. She gasped as he slipped the ring onto her finger. Lifting her up, he spun her around, laughter and joy filling the room.
Sometimes we get so charmed by external beauty that we forget to look deeper. But only when we see the depths of each other can we truly fall in love. For more thought-provoking stories that challenge perspectives and inspire change, make sure to follow my YouTube channel, The Unseen Edges. Stay tuned for more compelling narratives that uncover the unseen truths of our world.